Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources. Updating daily at 6 a.m. New York.
Wall Street Journal World News.
May 21st. 5:12 America New York. Moscow claims control of Bakhmut, while Kyiv denies it has lost city. Ukraine said it still holds part of the city that has been obliterated by months of relentless fighting.
Fox World News.
May 21st. 5:02 America New York. Moscow mayor introduces quarantine in 16 city districts amid bird flu outbreak. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin issued an order on Thursday to place 16 districts under quarantine due to an outbreak of bird flu.
Wall Street Journal World News.
May 21st. 5 o'clock America New York. Happenings for the week of May 21st. Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne keep things friendly in Platonic. An exhibition focuses on Van Gogh's stunning trees. The Spoleto Festival returns and more.
Mirror World News.
May 21st. 4:45 America New York. Natural optical illusion sees ghost appear on top of mountain in eerie footage. Baffling video footage shows what appears to be a person waving in the clouds surrounded by a rainbow-like halo on top of a mountain in the Sichuan province of China. Washington Post World.
May 21st. 4:41 America New York. With Bakhmut only in our hearts, Zelensky makes impassioned G7 plea. The Ukrainian leader met with President Biden, who promised a $375 million tranche of military assistance on the last day of the Group of Seven gathering.
BBC News World. May 21st. 4:06 America New York. G7. Taking a stand against China's economic coercion. Worried of being held hostage economically by China, the G7 spells out its plan to escape.
New York Times World News.
May 21st. 3:47 America New York. Tropical storm Mawar heads toward Guam. The storm could bring damaging winds and flooding to the Mariana Islands in the Pacific, meteorologists said. As tropical storm Mawar approaches the Mariana Islands, including Guam, its winds are expected to pick up and outer rain bands could bring heavy downpours, forecasters said.
BBC News World.
May 21st. 3:04 America New York. Bakhmut. Zelensky indicates Russia has control of city. Asked on Sunday whether Ukraine had control of the city, Ukraine's president said, "I think not."
New York Times World News.
May 21st. 3 o'clock America New York. Fleeing Afghanistan, U.S. allies risk journey through Darren Gap. For thousands of Afghans, the American withdrawal from Kabul was just the beginning of a long, dangerous search for safety.
Mirror World News.
May 21st. 2:52 America New York. Stampede at football stadium leaves 12 dead and over 500 injured amid horrific crush. Instead of enjoying a quarter-final clash between Alianza and FAS, in the monumental stadium in Cuscatlán, El Salvador, a number of fans were left fighting for their lives in a fatal crash that killed 9.
Washington Post World.
May 21st. 2:38 America New York. Ukraine Live Briefing. Bakhmut is only in our hearts, Zelensky says at G7, after Russia claims control. President Biden announced a new tranche of military assistance for Ukraine, including ammunition, artillery and vehicles.
Washington Post World.
May 21st. 2 o'clock America New York. Rebel or bandit? His life illuminates Ethiopia's hidden insurgency. The conflict in the southern Oromia region represents a far greater long-term threat to Ethiopia's integrity and stability than did the war in Tigray. New York Times World News. May 21st. 1:35 America New York. Rahm Emanuel pushes Japan on gay rights. The U.S. ambassador has enthusiastically embraced his host country, but critics say he has overstepped diplomatic bounds with his advocacy on equality. President Biden being greeted by Rahm Emanuel, the U.S.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
May 21st. 1:29 America New York. China poses biggest challenge to global security, PM. China poses the biggest challenge to global security, Rishi Sunak has said at the end of a G7 summit.
Wall Street Journal World News.
May 21st. 1:25 America New York. Zelensky takes center stage on final day of G7 summit. The Ukrainian leader makes a pitch for more support to President Biden and other leaders in Hiroshima, Japan.
BBC News World.
May 21st. 022 America New York, Sudan conflict. Warring factions agree 7-day ceasefire, U.S. says. U.S. State Department urges military leaders to uphold agreement after past failed peace attempts. World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News.
May 20. 2350 America New York, at least 9 dead after football fans, smothered, in stampede at stadium. At least 9 people have been killed and dozens more are injured after being smothered during a stampede at a football stadium in El Salvador. A fan is attended to in an ambulance following a stampede prior to a soccer game between CD.
World News. Breaking international news and headlines, Sky News. May 20. 2016 America New York, Sudan's warring factions agree to new ceasefire. Sudan's warring factions have agreed to a new 7-day ceasefire. A man walks while smoke rises above buildings after aerial bombardment, during clashes between the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces and the army in Khartoum, North Sudan, May 1, 2023.
Mirror World News.
May 20. 1950 America New York, woman quits office job and travels the world for free by house sitting in luxury homes. Christina saved £6,000 on a month-long trip to Switzerland, and took bubble baths, made cheese fondue, and used the owner's car, instead of spending £200 a night on the average hotel.
Fox World News.
May 20, 1924 America New York, Martin Amis, British writer of dark comedic novels, dies at 73. Celebrated British author Martin Amis passed away at the age of 73 from esophageal cancer. Amis is remembered for his dark comedic literature.
https://globalnews.ca/feed/.
May 20. 1924 America New York, Edmonton air quality stalls May long weekend plans for businesses, families. Edmonton's air quality was over 10 Saturday, meaning very high risk. VLC snapped the 20th of May 2023 -16 hours 56 minutes 46 seconds 395.